means of which a person can reach the state of spiritual perfection. So this is what we had understood. The first one was the spiritual knowledge which needs to be got from scriptures and things like that. And the second one was in communication with, you have to be in constant company of the sages and the saints. So these are the two things which we discussed. And just to give you an understanding, the third one is called the grace of God. The grace of God and Guru is very, very important. If you have the grace of God, you will get a Guru in your life. When you have Guru in your life, he will take you to God. So this is a simple procedure which is given to us for just going towards spiritual enlightenment. These are the steps. Doesn't mean that you are going to achieve spiritual enlightenment in this life. And already we have learnt in the other scripture that there are three types of people, those who can be spiritually enlightened. One is the lowest of them, one is the middling, and one is the highest. This we had already learnt in Tripura Rahasyam. So in this, just apply that knowledge over here also. So you get an understanding of the subject. So today what we are going to do is, we are going to learn the first one, the introduction of the scriptures, or how to know the stories of God. See, if you don't know the stories of God, how are you going to like Him? How are you going to get introduced to Him? You ask any person from any other denomination, let us say a Christian or something like that, and ask him, does he know anything about Shiva or Vishnu or Ganesha or Hanuman? What is that person going to say? Who is this? Who are they people? Who are these people? They have no idea about it, correct? Now you tell them that there is a Ganesha and you tell them the story. They are intrigued by it. They are saying that, oh my God, you mean to say you have an elephant-headed God? How is that possible? This is the question they will ask. Now curiosity will rise in that person or no? See, when you were a child, you were also told stories of Sri Ram and Sri Krishna and every other story that is there in our pantheons. We have been told this one is like this, that one is like that, and so many saints and sages and gods and goddesses, so many things were introduced to you. You are aware of the stories. But there are stories which will take us towards spiritual perfection. See, the idea of telling a story, which is a spiritual one, is to take us towards spiritual perfection. The three rules, like I said, first you have to be introduced to the stories, which means you need to know the stories of God, right? Second one is you need the grace of a master. Somebody who is going to teach us these stories, somebody who is going to tell us these stories, somebody who is going to guide us on this path. Stories normally don't come independently. They come with some meanings in it, right? So you will find that always these stories have hidden deeper meanings. It is not that they don't have any meanings. They have very deep meanings. How many people actually understand what is the meaning of, let us say, there is a moon god, there is a sun god. Think about it. You have a child who is, say, 15 years old, a young boy, and you are telling him that there is a sun god. Okay? How is he going to believe in that sun god? Tell me. He will consider it as a star. There is a star in the sky called sun. Try to prove him that there is a sun god, he goes around the earth like this, and that kind of a thing which is there. It is very tough for you to even put him into that perspective. There is a sun god, there is a moon god, these kind of gods are there. So he will ask you, what god are you talking about? I know it is a heavenly planet, I know it's a star. Again, The reason why you see most of the people who go abroad and have children there, they cannot introduce this subject to their children simply for this reason. They themselves are very, very ignorant. They never ask their parents any question. And because they never asked any questions to their parents, they themselves don't know half of the things. You know just Ram's story. Sri Ram came and he was a king, and the whole story of Dashrath Maharaj and Sita Maiya and all that. You know only that. But your son is going to question you. Your daughter is going to question you. Now, if you have a daughter or a son who is going to one of those fancy schools and fancy colleges, they are going to poo-poo you. Hey, this is not going to happen. Okay. And if they were to believe in a Vimana, which is going from Sri Lanka to Ayodhya, they will think of UFOs and all those kind of things. I hope you get the point. How do you explain to this young person? And that is the reason why here it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The most important part is to introduce spiritual subjects through stories of God only first. And they have to be told by enlightened masters, not some ordinary folks. This is an introduction for you to understand why I have taken so much time to make you realize this subject. So now today we will start this satsang. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, verse 14. Sri Krishna is the exclusive shelter for great living beings, and his transcendental attributes cannot even be measured by such masters of mystic power as Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma. Can anyone who is an expert in relishing nectar, rasa, ever be fully satiated by hearing topics about him? So here the question is being raised. Parikshit is there. He is being told the stories by Sukdev. Sukdev is then telling his own disciples later on, and the whole thing is now in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, alright, which has been written by Vedvyas. Simple as that. So Vedvyas is giving us these answers that we have to think in terms of the Lord's glories. What is the first point? To know the stories of God, correct? Why should we know the stories of God? Because Sri Krishna is the exclusive shelter to all great living beings. He is the one who is the ultimate refuge of all. His attributes cannot be measured even by Brahmaji or Shiva. It's written over here. Shiva or Brahmaji also cannot understand his attributes and characteristics fully. Can anyone who is an expert in relishing nectar can be fully satiated by hearing topics about him? So the question being asked over here is, can you be satisfied with the number of stories that you have to be told? Are you getting the point? If you are told one story, do you want to hear another one? Yes. Do you want to hear one more? Yes. So you want to hear stories after stories of the Lord, correct? If I just tell you God came in my dream and went away, is it okay? No, you want to know the details about it. Why? Curiosity. You want to understand. Suppose some miracle happens in your life. Okay? You got a seat in, say, medical college or something like that. Though there were very few chances of that. Most of the time, now there is a girl or a boy, the Manglik we say, and they are not getting married for many, many years. And suddenly they find a very good person and they are getting married. So you say, oh, I got this because I went to this temple and that temple. You know how many temples people visit? So the doshas go away because somebody visits a temple. I never knew that. If my house is next to temple and every morning I am listening to the prayers from there, do you think I am going to become very intelligent person or spiritually perfect? You know what is the first thing that I am bothered about? Why are these temple people making noise early in the morning at 5 o'clock? Isn't this what we do in India? When they say Allahu Akbar over there, we get irritated. You know, all these Hindus get irritated. Similarly, if there is a temple next door, banging of the tang, 5 o'clock in the morning, in the villages, they put up loudspeakers, big loudspeakers, and they will play at 4 o'clock in the morning only, they will start playing music. The whole village is woken up because of that. And people say it is very nice. Tell me, if you have got examination or something like that, or if you are a very sick person, you think you are going to like it? That doesn't bring God in anybody's life. On the contrary, it brings a lot of hatred towards this religion. You see how many people are against this azan early morning? How many people are going to be against these prayers being said, disturbing the peace of the locality? So the person staying next to the temple or the church or whatever is not a spiritual person from any angle, simply because he considers it as a noise. So you may be born in a family where your father must be a temple priest also. And yet your knowledge about the God is so minimal. I have one disciple whose father and mother were serving God for last 50 years or so. But this man had no idea about God. Think about it. How does that sound? It's very difficult, isn't it? This is the reason why we have to learn the glories of Sri Krishna. And it is mentioned over here, these attributes can even not be given by masters of mystic powers as Shiva or Brahmaji. Even Brahmaji and Shiva don't have any idea about the attributes of Sri Krishna. This is what is mentioned over here. And we want to hear multiple stories. So next verse we will do. Verse 15. O Sutta Goswami, you are learned and pure devotee of the Lord, because Sri Krishna is the chief object of service. Therefore, please describe to us the pastimes of the Lord, which are all above material conception, for we are anxious to receive such messages. Verse number 16. O Sut Goswami, please describe those topics of the Lord by which Maharaj Parikshit, whose intelligence was fixed on liberation, attained the lotus feet of the Lord, who is shelter of Garuda, the king of birds. The topics were vibrated by the son of Vyasa, that is Srila Sukdev. Now here, what is being mentioned? Remember the two objectives. Don't forget the two objectives. Number one, you have to listen to the stories of God. Is that being mentioned over here? Second thing, it is mentioned that only enlightened masters can tell us these stories. And these stories will have very good deep spiritual meaning for us, provided they are explained to us by these enlightened masters. You will find that I have certain scriptures with me. Like say for example, there is the Ekanathi Bhagavat. Okay. Now Ekanathi Bhagavat is nothing but Uddhav Gita. It is from the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, an enlightened master like Ekanath Maharaj has propounded, has actually explained these verses to the common man. An enlightened master can only explain these verses and can give us the deeper meaning. Can an ordinary person give a meaning? Think about it. Your father and mother, who is an ordinary person, is explaining the Bhagavad Gita to you. Do you think they are qualified enough in the first place? No. Do you think reading Eknath, there are authors who keep on writing all these books on Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, all these books are being written. Do you think whatever they have written has any value? Oh, I read the Bhagavad Gita by Eknath Ishwaran, I read it by this one, I read it by that one. There are lots of these authors who are writing. Even Harry Potter is written. Does it mean Harry Potter is real? Jurassic Park is written. Jurassic Park is real? You think those authors can tell us Mario Puzo has written Godfather? Come on, these are authors. They are not spiritually perfect people. There are lots of people who write stories after stories after stories. There is a story of Shiva being written by some person in one form, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, God knows so many parts. They will have zero value. Great masters like Eknath Maharaj, Sant Jnaneshwar, who has given us the explanation for the Bhagavad Gita in Jnaneshwari. Okay? So they would qualify for this position of a master. So in these two verses, what is being mentioned? It is mentioned very clearly that an enlightened master called Sukhdev, who was given training by his own father, the one who wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam, he is an enlightened master. So here we have Sukhdev, who is enlightened himself. His father, Vedvyas, is enlightened himself. Sukhdev's disciple set, where the enlightened master is Sutta Goswami. So Sutta Goswami is sitting over there with his disciples, and the disciples are requesting Sutta Goswami, who is an enlightened master, can you please tell us these stories? Sutta Goswami is saying, yes, I will. And he tells them the stories which Sukhdev had told Parikshit. Do you get this whole picture clear? The explanation will be given, no doubt about it. So there is a lineage and there is a way where these stories come to you. See, when Rajma every time says, Bhagavad Gita, who has said? Sri Krishna has said the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna says this Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, is giving him the lesson. Who can interpret the Bhagavad Gita very clearly? Sri Krishna himself, no? Can an ordinary person interpret the Bhagavad Gita clearly? No. That is why if I were to take the Jnaneshwari, Sant Jnaneshwar's Jnaneshwari, I can say Sri Krishna in the form of Sant Jnaneshwar gave us these teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. So is that clearly understood? So in this also it is mentioned in that manner. 1, you require stories. 2, you require the devotees of Sri Krishna. So the gurus, the Sadgurus which are involved in this, they will be better qualified to tell you about these stories of Sri Krishna. That is what is being mentioned. So see the words how it is mentioned. O Sutta Goswami, you are learned, you are a learned and a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. You got the clarity? He is the learned and the pure devotee of Lord Krishna. And what you do is you tell us these stories. That is the chief objective of your life. Sant Jnaneshwar's chief objective of life was to give us the Jnaneshwari. Did you get it? Eknath Maharaj's principal objective of life is to give the Eknathi Bhagavat and some other scriptures. Every sage or a saint or the devotee of God, when they come on earth, they have been given some jobs. The job of Adi Shankaracharya was to spread Sanatan Dharma across the world wherever possible, correct? So he wrote about it and he went and lectured at many places. He had arguments. Basically, we have the Vad, Vivad, Tark Shastra and all those kind of things. There is a method of propagating the religion of the Sanatan Dharma across the world. So at 86 places, he went and met those different people and spread this knowledge. That was his job. In a similar manner, when I was told by my Guruji that my job is to teach. So this is basically which I am doing. Isn't that what I have been doing for last 25 years now nearly? Physically, I have been doing it from 2007. But before that, I have not written anywhere. Recordings have started in 2009. So 2009 till 2025. So quite a number of years have gone where physical recordings are available to you. So today when I am doing the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is the second version of Srimad Bhagavatam which I am doing. Correct? And that is the reason why when these people have been given a job, that job is what they have to serve. So these disciples of Sutta Goswami say, can you please describe us what did Sri Krishna do? But not just Sri Krishna. He has taken various avatars. We want to know and understand what he did during those avatars. So Sutta Goswami is relying on the knowledge passed down to him by Sukadev. So they are saying, please describe the topics of the Lord, which were told to Maharaj Parikshit. Alright? So they have all come down from Ved Vyas. Alright? So next verse says, thus please narrate to us the narrations of the unlimited, for they are purifying and supreme. They were spoken to Maharaj Parikshit and they are very dear to pure devotees, being full of bhakti yoga. The ones who are only on the path of bhakti marg, they will take delight in the stories of the Lord. Those who are on the path of jnana marg or karma yoga, they may not get so much enamored by the stories. You see, when a person is a bhakt, they sit for satsangs, they do bhajan, kirtan, namasmaran, japa, doing the prayers and all those kind of things they do. The jnana yogis will be interested only in the jnana aspect of it. The idea is those who are devotees of Sri Krishna, they feel mighty pleased when the stories of the Lords are given. Like we are going to learn various stories, right from Kapila Maharaj, Kapila Muni, to say Prahlad. We are going to learn about him also. We are going to learn about Ambarish. And then these are different stories which are woven in this Srimad Bhagavatam. And we are just starting Canto 1 over here. We are in the 18th chapter and now we are doing verse 18. Sutta Goswami said, O God, although we are born in a mixed caste, we are still promoted in birthright simply by serving and following the great who have advanced in the knowledge. Even by conversing with such great souls, one can without delay cleanse oneself of all disqualification resulting from the lower birth. Now this is an important line for us to understand that everybody is qualified. In India we have this person is from low caste, high caste, low caste. There is nothing like caste and all that. Please forget about it. Why is it so? Because anybody and everybody is qualified to learn about God. There is nobody in this world who can be said, oh, you are not qualified. You can't say those words. Everybody is qualified. Everybody can listen to God. But who has to say these words? Only those enlightened masters who can give this knowledge. See, everybody is born of mixed caste. Everybody is mixed and they are sitting over here. And we are still promoted by birthright simply by serving and following the great who are advanced in the knowledge. Serving the great who are advanced in the knowledge. That means what? The sages and the saints and the Sadgurus. They are the only ones who can give us this knowledge. How do you get the knowledge? You get the knowledge by becoming their disciple. Number one. Listening to their satsangs and stories. Most important, serving them. What is the meaning of the word serving them? Serving them simply means that whatever their requirements are there, you provide them with the requirements. You know, Totakacharya, he would get up in the middle of the night thinking that his master called him. And he would run over there to see whether, oh, does he have water? Does he have this? Does he have that? Does he have that? See, in scriptures it is mentioned that the padatranas, which means the footwear of these great masters, carry the essence of the entire Vedas and the Shastras in it. The whole universe is at their feet. So we normally find that these are worshipped. The footwear of the Gurus are worshipped. Their legs, their feet are worshipped. When Shivaji Maharaj was told by his own master to go and rule the state, his kingdom, Shivaji Maharaj's kingdom, Shivaji Maharaj didn't want to leave his Gurudev. But his Gurudev told him, this kingdom belongs to me. As a duty to me and as a service to your Guru, go and be the king of this state and rule that. So was it an order? Very clearly it was an order. Because he had refused, so what did his master do? His master was very smart. He asked him the question, whom does this whole world belong to? Naturally, the disciple will say, it belongs to you, Gurudev. So say, if this world belongs to me, why don't you go and rule this as my, representative? So he said, no, I can't do that. But this is the way he convinced him. So then he said, Gurudev, I want one favor from you. If I have to rule this kingdom in your name, can I carry your padukas and put them on the throne over there? So he was worshipping his Gurudev's padukas and ruling the kingdom as a service to his Guru. Alright? In a similar fashion, those who have read the Ramayana, do you remember how Bharata ruled the kingdom? Please understand, this is the way in which scriptures are written. So the feet of the Guru are important. Worship them and always do service unto the Guru. A very strange episode I was watching some 2 days ago, in which the disciples are there and the master is making food over there. And he is serving the food to everybody around. So another Guru who had come over there asked this master, somebody who has come over there to the ashram, he asks him, why are you serving this? The master looks at him and says, see, I am serving this because I consider this as my own world and my own place. If you do not have any regards for an ashram, then you are going to consider yourself as a guest. You go to a 5-star hotel and stay in a 5-star hotel where everything is served to you by the waiters. If this is how you treat a place of such great importance, where seva is the primary thing, those who know the story of Pundalik Maharaj, when he went to this place, Kukkut Swami's ashram, he saw 3 women coming early in the morning and cleaning the ashram when the Guru is asleep. They cleaned the whole place up. And he was watching them. And later on, they came out of that ashram and they were going. And they were dressed in finery. They were dressed in grand clothes with jewels and stuff like that. He looks at them and asks them, can you please tell me who you are? So they say, we are Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Full day we take the sins of all the people in the world. People come and wash their sins in the river. You know this or you don't know this? So you go and wash your sins in the river. After washing the sins in the river, this water becomes dirty. Have you seen the Ganga water during this Kumbh Mela? It became dirty. When they serve the great gurus and the masters, when these goddesses, they serve these gurus and the masters like Kukkut Swami, they become pure once again. The sages and the saints wash their feet in Ganga. That is the time when the river becomes pure. So seva to great masters is an extremely important commitment in spirituality. All the great people, those who were there with Shankaracharya, one of them was Mandan Mishra, who became Sureshwaracharya, and there were others. They were scholars. But Thotakacharya was a simpleton. He never understood anything. He performed the highest of the sevas. He would take care of everything of that Guru, Adi Shankaracharya. And that is why Thotakacharya is considered the highest of the masters. So, whenever the ashrams are there, see, follow the great ones. We are still promoted in birthright simply by serving and following the great who are advanced in knowledge. So if you were to ever come to even Krishna ashram over here, don't just come here as a guest and stay over here as a guest. Think about it like this. You are not paying for a room. This is not a 5-star hotel. This is not even a 1-star hotel. You don't come and pay money over here and say, oh, I am going to stay over here. And you get served over here. No. You have come over here to do service. Do you want spiritual and life perfection? Then just don't come for the heck of it. Come over here so that you can serve. Otherwise, there is no point. then it is better to stay in a nearby 5-star hotel, isn't it? You will get your morning breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything will get taken care of. You just have to pick up your phone and say, can you send me the breakfast? Please treat this as a seva place, not as somebody else to do seva for you. Okay? When I personally was in so many ashrams in this, today if I have to tell you, I talk about 2-3 places only. But actually I was in a lot of other places. First day I will go over there, I will keep my whatever bag I have, and first I will go to the kitchen or to places where I can be useful. Till the last day I never told the Guru who I am or what I am. So I will find out where I can be of any use to them. Whether I can go and dust even the Guru's, rooms. Or if I can, and I have personally cleaned toilets in Sri Sri Ravi Shankar's ashram. How many times? And we were only 2 people cleaning this Gurukul, this ashram. Done everything, gardening to everything, whatever was given, serving people, cooking in the kitchen, cutting vegetables, making that place ready for the satsang. The evening satsang, when Sri Sri used to come and give the satsang, I will make that place ready. When I was in the Aurobindo ashram, there also I ensured that their mics were ready, the place was clean, everything, the room was kept in spick and span order. There were yoga classes being conducted. I would ensure that all the mats were laid out and the place was absolutely clean, though I don't do yoga myself. Then I would run to the kitchen. In the kitchen person in charge of the kitchen used to always say, "Aap kyun aaye hain yahan par?" Then I had to make a joke, "Main khana khane aaya hu." I would make fun of him and he would be very happy because I am a white-haired person. He would say, "I know who you are." There was a person writing the biography of Aurobindo. You know Aurobindo, no? Pondicherry. So Aurobindo's biography was being written, and mothers. Okay, both. So he was looking at me and he's telling me, "Aap kyun yahan par aaye?" I told him, if I were not to come over here, then who will come over here? Because all these youngsters, they don't understand what is service. They think that it is their father's property. They will just come. Yeah, I paid them so much money. This is how they treat an ashram. I saw one person give some 50,000 rupees and say, "I'm going to stay here for 1 month." I caught hold of that lady. She was a daughter of a very rich industrialist. I can't name the industrialist and all. And I caught hold of her and she says, nice stout lady, okay, who was already, I think, 30 years old or something. I told her, "What money you gave?" "Oh, that is the room charges." I looked at her and I told him, "You have come to stay in a room over here. I know who your father is. He is the great industrialist from Gujarat. You are his daughter. Just because you are getting a cheap room over here, 2,000 rupees per day, is that the reason why you are staying over here?" She felt very insulted. Then I told her, "This is a Gurukul, this is an ashram. We don't give money for staying over here. We help them as a donation." And 2 days I spent with this woman. And I told her, I gave her the full idea about why it is important to treat the Guru over there as a master. Because he used to give beautiful satsangs. And he gave the satsangs. I said, "You please treat him like a Guru. Do seva over here. I know you come from a rich family. You have never done any work in your life. Now, come with me. I will show you what we have to do." So I took her to the garden tour. Then I told her to remove all the weeds from there. She had never touched these plants and all that. Because being born in such a regal family, you don't even want to do any work. After a month, when I met her again, or rather actually she wrote to me. She said, Guruji, thank you very much for telling me this. I had no idea that this is what we are supposed to do. I said it is important to not treat that person, that place as a dharmashala or something like that. Today, she is the CEO of a very, very big organization. I normally don't discuss these kind of things with you all because it is not proper. So that's why I am not giving the names of all these people. And the beauty of making this place a wonderful location where you can learn a lot. So, even by conversing with such great souls, one can without delay cleanse oneself of all disqualification resulting from lower birth. See, you are already from lower birth. If you are born in a Brahmin family, or Brahmin family doesn't mean Brahmin family, it means the knower of Brahma. If you are already a person who knows all the scriptures and everything, you know about God, then you would be a different person. But since you don't know about it, so naturally, only in coming in contact with the sages and the saints and the masters, just coming in contact with them and conversing with them, well, you know what conversation means, no? Just conversing with them, one can without delay cleanse oneself of all disqualification. So when you meet the masters, just a humble conversation with them, it will clear your dirt from your bodies and your mind and your soul. Okay? And you will be then qualified to be a part of this pure world. And that is the reason why it is important that you follow the strict rules. Alright? We'll do one more verse. Let us see. And what to speak of those who are under the direction of the great devotee, chanting the holy name of the unlimited, who has unlimited potency? Sri Krishna, unlimited in potency and transcendental by attributes, is called Ananta. Now, those who come to the ashram, those who come to connect with the great masters, some of them are just there for the sake of just being around. Their job is to do the seva. Some who become privileged by the seva. See, when you do seva, you become privileged. When you become privileged, then you get to be in the inner council of the Guru. Okay? When you are in the inner circle of the Guru, something very strange happens. Those who are under the direction of the great devotee, the Guru imparts knowledge to you and also shows you the path to liberation. He gives you an entire sadhana kit. It's like a kit, you know. Do this, this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do. But first you have to become privileged. If you are not doing any seva, how will you get the privileges? Got the point? So first you got to do the seva, and this is unconditional. There is no condition attached to the seva. And the seva has to be totally free of all kinds of dirt. Okay? No contamination. I have told you about this person who was serving the great master in Andhra Pradesh. This man would get up early in the morning. Because I was staying there, he had vacated his room. He was sleeping outside on the floor, downstairs. He had given me his bed because his guru said so. I was sleeping in his room, but I don't sleep that much. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard him get up and take a cold bath. And from 3:30 onwards, he was cleaning the whole ashram single-handedly. First he took the jhadu and cleaned it. Then he took water and he cleaned the whole place up with some phenyl or something like that. Then he put rangoli everywhere, put flowers everywhere. By the time it was 5 o'clock in the morning, his Gurudev came outside. I am watching all this. The moment the Gurudev came, he started making arrangements for whatever early morning pujas that were there. And there was a temple attached to it, Chandi Ma's temple. So this is the way in which he served his masters. And do you think he was an ordinary person? No. This person was a very highly educated teacher in a neighboring school. So before he went to school at 7 o'clock in the morning, he did all this from 3 a.m. in the morning. And then when he came back from school also, I saw him working throughout the day. And it was so amazing. This is the person who captured everything in his camera. He had a small camera and a phone. And everything that I was talking to his guru, he was capturing it and he was keeping it in a file. And that time Chitti was there with me. I told Chitti, I said, look at this person, the way he is working. Can you beat him? No, nobody can do that. See, that is what service is like that. So, what to speak of him? Those who are under the direction of the great devotee, which means the masters give personal attention to this person and give them the pathway. This is what you got to do. This is how you got to do. And they set up their sadhanas. They set up their entire teaching in such a manner. They also give them Kan mantra. Chanting the holy name of the unlimited. So only those who are qualified enough will be given the mantra by the Guru. Not everybody cannot be given. In my world, I have given it to only some 5-6 people, not more than that. Because I will not give. You first have to qualify for it. It's only after qualification will you be granted that access. Me and my Gurudev decide on these issues. Gurudev says, this is what you have to do. Then I will do it. Otherwise, no. If somebody has to be worthy enough, isn't it? So here it is being mentioned. Chanting the holy name which has unlimited potency. This Nam Japa, this particular has got the highest potency in the world. You will reach your spiritual perfection by doing that mantra jap for X number of years. Now Sri Krishna, who is the highest potency and transcendental by attributes, is called Ananta. Ananta means what? Unlimited. This Sri Krishna, whom we are talking about, he is the unlimited whose stories we are going to learn. So we have come to the end of verse 18 and we will stop over here for today. Or rather 19.